You're welcome, Mr. Baron Ochola from Toastmasters. National conference today, organized by the Project Management Institute Uganda Chapter, has not just been successful because we can, but because of the partners that came along. And one of them is the Toastmasters. And before me here, I have Mr. Baron Ochola. Tell us, what is Toastmasters and what is that one flagship product or services that you have and you want project managers to identify with?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bright. Toastmasters International is an organization whose job is to build the leadership, communication, and interpersonal skills of our members. That's what we do. It exists in about 140 countries with about 14,000 clubs.
Wow.
In Uganda specifically, we have about 20 clubs, corporate and community. What we do in that space is we have a pathways program. It's our learning syllabus.
Okay.
We work on the speeches based on that. Then when we come to the meetings, we deliver speeches and we are given feedback to those speeches. After that, we can move to the next level. So through it, we learn how to speak, but practically. Instead of somebody coming to the stage and telling you, this is what public speaking is, this is what communication is, you actually work on your project, then you get on the stage, deliver it, and get feedback. That's one aspect of it. The leadership aspect of Toastmasters is this. Just like PMI, as well as PMP, just like PMI, the leadership is by the members, and that's what happens in Toastmasters.
Okay.
What's the best way to train our members' leadership? By actually having them take on roles. Then after a year, we can judge based on how you played that role to know that you've done it well, and this is where you can improve. And this gets you ready for the workplace. The flagship that we have in Toastmasters is one, it's a club, joining a club. And for PMI, the initiative would be starting a club within. But at entry level, we have a Speechcraft program. Speechcraft program is an 8-session program through which we engage members, we train them on public speaking, they deliver speeches, and in about 2 months or 3 months, they are done with the program and they will have learned. So after that, they can choose to transition into the Toastmasters.
Well, thank you. So in other words, the project managers can come as a group. They come as a group and start and they engage in that program. You train them and they'll be able to deliver successful projects through the trainings that we've gotten from Toastmasters.
Absolutely.
Now, that brings us to that value that Toastmasters can bring to the project managers who are intending to pursue successful project deliveries. Yes. What is that value? What are those values? What is that one value? What is that one thing? What is that niche that project managers can actually bring when they engage with the Toastmasters into project delivery?
The first thing that we have to agree on, Bright, is everybody in PMI Uganda is technically competent. In fact, not just competent, they are distinguished at it.
Wow.
What they're doing, they're very good at it. So what distinguishes all of us within this space in PMI Uganda? And that comes to be the leadership skills, the communication skills, the interpersonal once again, how you manage your stakeholders, all of that comes to your communication, your leadership, which we get in Toastmasters. So the first thing is we will learn stakeholder management. How do you handle the other stakeholders?
Which is the key in project management.
Key.
Yes.
You have to learn stakeholder management because you have multiple people to deal with. You have to understand their emotions, right? You have to understand how to speak to them, how to communicate. And just to make it more practical, you have a meeting with somebody. Did you send them an agenda for the meeting?
Okay.
Were you on time for the meeting?
Yes.
Did you send them the resources before the meeting? Or you needed somebody else involved in that meeting? Did you reach out to find someone and prepare them for it? That's a leadership part. Projects can be technically astute, but we have to deliver them through people. Nobody works in a silo. So we have to have a way that we lead our people, we mentor them, we communicate the vision, and we're able to execute very well. That's where Toastmasters comes in. There are very many more others, but there's one I want to speak on specific. Confidence under pressure.
Wow.
Because very many times you have to pitch, you have to deliver a certain message, and the stakes are extremely high. There are billions, shillings, millions of dollars at the line, and you have to deliver, and you cannot get shaky at that moment. You can start forgetting information at that
So
moment.
you need that confidence.
You need that confidence. And that confidence, you're not going to get it on the day you are pitching. You have to get with the program, start to practice such that by the time you meet the opportunity as well knows that you're ready for it. So that is what you get from Toastmasters.
Yeah, so in other words, we are looking at a continuous professional development, learning how to engage with the stakeholders, learning how to align your team to help that team deliver that project on time, on schedule, and within scope.
I could actually give an example.
Yes.
When it comes to managing the team, you have to do reviews, you have to give quick feedback. How do you tell somebody here, you didn't do so well, but you need to improve?
And you can do better.
Yes, I don't like the work you did. That might break somebody's.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, it's counterproductive because they don't get to improve. So how do we come and say, hey, I like that you did this. I like that you did this. The effect of that was this, very positive. Now, this is what we can improve on. And if you did it this way, this would be the result. Now, can you see how that would definitely make somebody say,
Definitely.
I want to...
That's right, yeah, sure. So thank you, Mr. Ochola Baron, for this. And one parting shot, and how can we reach out to you, the PMs who are here, so that they can get to understand, but also get to learn and be equipped with everything we have at Toastmasters? How do we reach out to you?
Thank you so much. The parting shot I would say is this. It's a John Maxwell principle that I personally live by and preach a lot. The law of the lead. You cannot be more successful than your leadership abilities. So you might have technical know-how, but you won't be able to lead a team, to distinguish yourself, to do work that is above the standard. That way you will stay at that level forever, and that is what Toastmasters is working to remedy. Making sure that we up our leadership abilities, thus we become more efficient and we're able to live on a higher to lead.
Mr. Baron Ochola, for that delightful information you've given us, your parting shots, and how best can we engage Toastmasters as project managers who are in the house today attending this national conference?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brett. The parting shots from me would be a principle I lead by greatly, and it's the law of the lead from John Maxwell's 21 irrefutable laws of operation. And the principle states that you cannot be more successful than your leadership abilities, which means no matter how technically competent you are, if you can't go to the leadership competencies like leading a team, communicating a vision, doing follow-up, making sure that everybody is doing what they need to do, then you cannot surpass that level, even when you know what needs to be done, which is usually the question. We know what to do, but we just won't do it. So when we work on our leadership, and leadership comes with communication, when we work on those, we will be able to perform much better and raise the level of leadership. That is really what we as Toastmasters want to remedy, and that's why we are working with PMI Uganda, because we understand the impact that project managers have in the community is on a large scale, ripples through communities. How best project managers from PMI Uganda can find Toastmasters? One, we have an engagement with the team, so you can reach out to the events team, led by Pamela, to ask how you can engage with us. We are working on starting a club, and we are working with Speechcraft. So if you reach out to Pamela, reach out to David, reach out to Bright, and the entire team within, and they'll be able to plug you in. On the second side of it, you can check on social media for Toastmasters Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, and you'll be able to find us, more information, and the clubs that are.
Wow, thank you so much. So project managers around, we've heard from Toastmasters, and yes, you may have the skills, you have everything it takes, but without that leadership, you cannot maintain and also lead a successful project. So we are grateful for Toastmasters for coming along and partnering with us in this national conference. Thank you, Mr. Baron Ochola, and greetings to Toastmasters.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.